Hi everyone, Dr. Shelley here from Synergy Chiropractic in our Markham location. Well, we have all made it through the first week of social distancing, and congrats to everybody. I think Canada's doing a fantastic job, but I'm sure many of you are, well, missing your appointments, but also missing being in motion and having your body do its normal things. So we thought that we would start to post, hopefully every day or every other day, some little tips on what you can do to keep your body fresh and moving and ready to take on each day. We've decided to name this series after our most favorite tagline around our office, motion is lotion. Let's get started. The first stretch we're going to do is the ever so simple toes to the wall and fingers to the wall stretch flat on our backs. So of course, you can even do this in bed before you get up in the morning. So you're going to lie flat on your back. Your arms go straight over your head, above, just beside your ears, and you're going to reach those fingers to the wall, and you're going to reach your toes to the wall. And you're going to feel a nice stretch through your abdomen, through your arms, your shoulders, even through your ankles. Now we're going to move into a stretch that's going to help us with our back, our glutes, and our hips. And I'm sure you're familiar with it as well. On your back, flat, you take your knee, you hug it to your chest, and you would hold for a good 15 to 20 seconds. Switch it up, bring the other knee to chest, 15 to 20 seconds, and release. And then just cautiously, you're going to bring up both knees. You can do one at a time, just so that you don't strain your back. Give it a nice hug and a good squeeze right to your chest. When you're in this position, then you can gently roll from side to side. That will massage out your back a little bit at the same time. Moving into the Piriformis stretch. Flat on your back, you're going to put your foot up almost like you're making a number 4 position. And if you're very tight in the low back and the hip area, you can stay right here and just use pressure of your fingers on your knee to open up your hips and your pelvis. Now, if you want to take it to the next level, you're going to try to get your arms through and grab onto your shin and hug your chin to your chest. And you're going to feel a really nice stretch in that piriformis muscle, a very, very important muscle with anybody suffering with sciatic pain. And of course, you're going to bring it down, switch over, bring it up, and that's one of my all-time favorite piriformis stretches. Yet another great one to open up the hips and stretch out the lower back is the Windshield Wipers. So onto your back. You're going to keep your feet about hip width apart, and you're just going to let your legs kind of fall down to one side while not letting your body move with you. Your upper body stays nice and steady, and then you just rock those knees from side to side. Slowly, just let that feeling of stretch happen from your back all the way around to the front of your hip. Such a nice, easy stretch. Very good for people who are suffering with stenotic pain. Many of our back problems stem from very short and tight hamstring muscles. So we're going to go ahead and show you some really simple ways to address that. Grab yourself a band like this or a long towel from your washroom, and then you're going to lie onto your back. You can do this stretch 2 different ways. It's easier if the non-stretching leg is bent, but if you want to make it more difficult, you can keep that leg straight. You're going to take your band or your towel and you place it by your lower calf. You're going to come down into the stretch position. You can pull on the towel and band until you get to a point where you feel a nice pull, but not a burn, coming down the back side of your leg. You may feel it more in the knee or more in the upper hamstring. It depends where you're more tight. You can hold this for 20 seconds. Now again, if you put your leg straight, it's going to accentuate the stretch right there as well. Now, if you really need to work on your hamstring stretch, you can do it with a bit of resistance. So what you're going to do, you breathe in, and for 10 seconds, you try to pull against the band. So you're pushing your leg into the band for 10 seconds. Then you release your breath. And as you release your breath, you're going to pull the band a bit closer to your body. So you're going to get a further stretch. You always do those type of stretches in series of 3. So hold 10 seconds, breathe in, breathe out, and then you accentuate your stretch. Let's flip over and move to some of the stretches we can do on our stomach. One of the classic ones is, of course, the Cobra. I think it has a bunch of different names, but we'll just go with Cobra. So you're going to come up on your elbows, your chin comes up, and you look straight ahead in the wall, to the wall in front of you, and you're going to feel a nice stretch through the front of your chest, but it's also very good for your back, and especially if you have any disc problems happening at the time. You can take it to the next level by putting your hands by your shoulder and coming up into a nice straight arm. Again, try to drop your shoulders and look straight ahead. Okay, the next series that we're going to do is the cat and cow followed by the child's pose. So for cat and cow, you're going to have your hands underneath your shoulder. Your knees are hip width apart, but underneath of your hip area, your hip bone here. So the first thing you're going to do is breathe in. Your back goes nicely arched up to the sky. And when you exhale, your head goes up and your back arches. So again, breathe in, inhale, exhale, and then you can finish with child's pose where you come all the way down. Try to bring your head down towards the mat. And I like to creep my fingers forward just to get more of a stretch in through here. And then you can bring your hand over and over, making sure that each time you hold each stretch for 20 seconds. All right, now we're going to move into the standing stretches. We'll start with our neck and then we'll do our side bends as well. So most of you who know me know that round the worlds are out of the question when we stretch our neck. It just grinds your joints and I'm not a fan. So we're going to do just pure movements. So of course it's always chin to chest, and then if you want to add a little extra stretch, you just use the weight of your fingers on top of your head to give you another few degrees of stretch. So forward, then you look over your shoulder, apply a little bit of help with your hand. Other side, a little help with your hand. Pure side tilt and a little help from your hand. And of course the other side as well. Now the one that I find that does couple a couple of motions is when you come down, you do rotate and you're trying to bring your nose right to your armpit, and then you add a little bit of help from your fingertip. This one gets a really lovely stretch right up to the back of the occiput. Now we want to open up the sides of our body. So you just want to do a pure lateral side tilt, not a dippy-do forward, right down the outside of your leg. When you feel you can go no further, then I want you to reach your hand up above your head, and then you're going to turn and try to take a peek at your fingers. This one couples many different muscles in the body to give a really nice stretch. The last one I'm going to do with you guys today is the wall angel. Many of you, I know, I have given this as an instruction for you at home, but it's tackling a lot of postural problems that we have. So not only is it stretching, it's strengthening at the same time. So let me go through the rules. So your feet shoulder width apart and not completely touching to the wall. Your knees are soft, not completely bent, but just soft, not locked out. Your bottom is touching the wall and you're holding your abdomen nice and tight. So you're holding your pelvic floor, you're holding your abs, everything is nice and solid in through here. Your shoulders go back against the wall and your chin retracts so that you're giving yourself double chins. So everything is looking good. Then you're going to put your hands against the wall. Now forgive me, I've had some frozen shoulder issues, so I may not be able to get my hands against the wall, but hopefully you can. And then you're going to do little wall angels where you're sliding your hands up and down as if you're doing like a snow angel, of course. So you may feel like, oh, I could do these 100 times, but you may only be able to do 5 or 10. It doesn't matter. Just do as many as you can. But this opens up your chest muscles, holds your core tight, and gets your shoulders moving. Okay, friends, that's it for this one. Remember, motion is lotion.